Hi and welcome again. Now this is just a quick little video on a syndrome called REM Rebound when you're using CPAP therapy. It's not uncommon, so I thought that it would be worth mentioning. Now REM is a stage of sleep that is known as our dream state, and I think most people know that. And the normal range of REM is around 15 to 25% of the night. Now many sufferers of sleep apnea have greatly reduced REM cycles due to the arousals bouncing them out of that cycle once they get into it. And their body has become conditioned to that. Now, REM rebound simply means is the lengthening and increased frequency of REM sleep. Now, what causes it? So sleep apnea causes sleep deprivation and your body has become conditioned to a precise quality of sleep. Now, when you first start on CPAP and consistently use it each night, you are changing that physiology that you are conditioned to. And I've actually done a complete video on this for you as well. Now, I used to call this the party door. So all of a sudden your REM doors open and the cycles want to go and party. It hasn't done it for ages. And if you can imagine that you're partying all this time, you actually feel exhausted. So suddenly you're making up for lost sleep and you have an overload of REM sleep. Now, people who suffer this often describe feeling exhausted. So again, partying for days. They feel totally unmotivated and quite flat. So they might sit on the lounge and watching TV. And that's actually okay. I'm giving you permission to ride this out, be kind to yourself, and just go with it and let your body do what it's got to do. So that's fine. If you want to sit down and screen Netflix and Stan and all that sort of thing for a couple of days, you have permission. And then some often describe bizarre dreams, and I could actually write a book about some of those dreams. I think it would be a horror movie. And then others have acute feelings of depression. Now, I usually did find this more so in females or women, and I knew that if a woman sat in front of me for her first visit or so, because this usually happens within the first week or so. So I usually found that if a woman sat in front of me and they were a little bit teary and then I downloaded the data and they were using it well, I usually tied the two together. So that was an easy fix. So now, believe it or not, this is really good news. It is confirmation that your body is now reverting back to a normal form of sleep. So keep persevering with it. As I said, I give you permission to sit and stream Netflix for a few days. It usually lasts around 3 days and then you come good. Now, I saw this more commonly in severe OSA cases who use their device from the first night, all night, every night. And so they had that consistency there. And I used to call it defragging, almost like defragging the computer. It's taking the files and everything that's out of place, throwing them back and putting them all back together again. So you can imagine it as defragging, putting your cycles back together. Now, I always gave them a little heads up about it, and I found that it was less obvious in mild or moderate cases, or even severe cases where they had inconsistent usage, meaning that they used it for 2 hours one night, 3 hours another night. So this was people that had severe sleep apnea, but it can happen in the moderate to milds. It really is reliant on your sleep cycle, but more commonly in the severe cases. Now, what's the solution? So time and consistency with your CPAP therapy. And as I said, just push through it. You will come good. It usually takes about 3 days. Usually on the 4th day, you start to feel better and the benefits on the other side are great. So I hope that this has been helpful and I hope it makes sense, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.